What steps did you take in order to complete this week's milestone? The steps I took to complete this week's milestone were: first, I downloaded the SketchUp software and installed it on my computer. Second, I completed my SketchUp certification on LinkedIn. Third, I began working on the SketchUp assignment by viewing the provided plans and reading the assignment details. I also had to reference the SketchUp tutorial several times. Last, I spoke with a classmate to get some input and feedback. What was the most difficult part of creating this week's portion? By far the most difficult part of creating this week's portion was finding the correct spacing of the floorboards. I chose to use more real-world applicable, nominal dimensions for the floor framing. As a result, the spacing between the floorboards differed from the plans provided. I had to formulate a mathematical scale to calculate the spacing according to nominal dimensions. This portion was the most frustrating and time-consuming of the first milestone. I spaced the floorboards uniformly and was happy with the result. How do you think this compares to creating it in the real world? The difficulties I experienced compared to the real world adequately. Real-world dimensions are nominal. Calculating the correct spacing for the floorboards in the design stage will provide the contractor with the correct dimensions for the construction phase. The calculations will free the floor framers from performing the calculations on site. Providing the accurate dimensions will cut down on potential errors, saving the contractor time and money. What aspects of this milestone do you foresee as being the more difficult portion to recreate in real life? I foresee the most difficult aspect of this milestone to be laying the concrete foundation. The characteristics of the soil will establish the level of false work needed. Hopefully minimal. The laying of the foundation and allowing enough time for the concrete to solidify will also be the most time-consuming aspect of this milestone.